So the first one, you're doing the tibial and the talar joint. This is the calcaneal talar joint. So it's similar to the tibiotalar, but instead of grabbing around like this, you're grabbing under here. You're grabbing the heel, and you're distracting, and you give a thrust. And you might not get a release. You might just get a joint distraction. So you lean back, thrust, lean back, thrust. Once you've thrusted, then you can do 3 circles in each direction to just kind of reset the joint. So it would look like 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the subtalar adjustment. So not that different from the tibiotalar adjustment. Now we're going to move on to the navicular. This is pretty different. So the navicular bone is on the medial side of the foot, right? It's right over here. So typically the navicular can either shift up or down. So there's an adjustment for either. Typically it tends to, I think it tends to float up a little bit more than it floats down. So the way you do that is you grab the foot kind of at the ankle joint, and you're going to put your first metacarpal phalangeal joint on the navicular, and you're either going to ratchet down or ratchet back. So it's kind of like if you're riding a motorcycle and you're giving the gas, you're letting up on the gas. That's how you want to do this. So you're either going to ratchet it down or you're going to pull it up. Does everybody get that? Okay, so that's the navicular. You can also do, if it's just dropped, you can come around like this with your thenar eminence. You can stabilize the joint and just thrust it up. So that's a direct technique on the navicular. So it'd be like this. So typically, I don't know that that's as, I think that's harder to do. I think probably your best bet is if it's dropped to do this one, where you actually give it the gas.
Can we get you a example?
Probably. You probably will be able to. Okay, so, and then the next one we're going to show you before I let you practice is the cuboid. So the cuboid, of course, is on the lateral foot. This little bump over here is from the cuboid. Where it's, actually that's the fifth metatarsal, but the cuboid's right here. It's right around it. So for this adjustment, there are 2 ways to do it. Typically the cuboid, when it goes out, it tends to float up, so you're going to push it back down. So you are going to, let me see, best hands for this. Hold on. So you can do it like this, where you're just thrusting down. Or you can do, there's another technique that Dr. Nick really likes, where you take the cuboid, slide a little bit up the hill. You take the cuboid, you put your thumb on it, you wrap your other hand around it, you put in between your legs, and you're going to traction down. You're going to lean back and then just pop back. Or straighten your leg, and it'll thrust back. He likes that one better. So, potentially those 2, and let me see, I think there is actually a third. That's pretty much it. So you can do this, you can do that. Okay, so you're just trying to pop the cuboid back down. Any questions about any of those? What's that?
Look over here.
What's going on? All right, who's got questions about that?
Can you do them the same?
Yeah. So you get the cuboid over here, you can put your thumb on it, and you can just thrust it like that. You're just popping it back down. Or you can cover your thumb, cover your hand over it, wrap your ankles or your knees around it, and then just straighten out your knees, which will pop her back. Like that. That makes sense? So we get the navicular, we get the subtalar joint, we get the cuboid.